Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Anywhere But Here.
Yeah, but anywhere.
Miah.
Nalah. That sounds really odd if you're listening online. It's just Miah.
If you're listening
Nalah.
on Anchor on the apps, you can't see that we did hand gestures just now.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
It's in my phone.
Yeah,
Welcome
we
back,
did.
guys.
To another little episode, a little potty talk.
Another potty talk. We're back. Better.
We are better. The days are... Today was a little rough. But other
Today
than
wasn't
that,
bad for me.
the weeks are getting better.
Something like that, hopefully.
Hopefully, too. By
Hopefully
Friday.
you can only go up from here.
Well, hopefully.
Sometimes.
Looks like my bank account right now is about to go down, so that's not going up. But other than that, we're thriving.
I was telling Nalah my collarbone looks so nice.
My collarbones just stick out, so they're always just there.
Looks nice.
People will comment and be like, "Oh my god, what is it?" I'm like, my collarbone. I'm just skinny, I guess. Not you knocked on it. Oh my god, it sounds really hollow.
It sounds like a door, like when you knock on your collarbone. It sounds like you're knocking on a door when you do that.
Wow, that's a little concerning. Anyways.
Yes, we're back. I don't know what's
Weekly
happened.
recap.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
What's happened since last Monday? Since we recorded?
I mean, nothing
When did
really.
we record, on Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Monday.
So it's been like a week.
It's been a week and a day. Today's Tuesday. What has gone down? I don't know.
Nothing's gone down in my week. Just school. Nothing exciting. I did become a plant mom again this weekend. So that was exciting. To celebrate my mom's birthday, we went to brunch and then plant shop.
Why is my weekend not coming to mind?
I don't know.
Friday, I stayed in the house. I do remember that. What did I do Saturday? Oh, I went to the coffee shop Saturday.
What coffee shop?
Marietta Coffee Company.
Well, that one's nice. Always nice.
I went there, and then I went to the crystal shop.
There's a new coffee shop we need to try. I guess it opened in like fall or something. It's called Marietta Perks. It's on Whitlock Avenue. I was gonna go there today. Starting to think I should have. But I was like, that's a further drive, so I didn't go there. But I'll go there next time.
She'll go there next time.
So.
I don't know what I was talking about.
You went to the crystal shop.
I went to the crystal shop. Oh, and then I went to Marshall's because I needed a dress. I didn't leave with a dress or an article of clothing. I left with a book.
I went to Marshall's this weekend too. I forgot with my mom.
On Saturday?
I left with earrings, some butterfly earrings. That's about it.
You went to one on Barrett?
No.
I was going to say, I was at that one.
No, we went to the one near us.
Oh. I went to one on Barrett and I got a book. An astrology book.
You did.
That
It's a very interesting book.
It's an interesting
It's pretty
one.
spot on.
It is. I was trying to read it to Koya earlier, but then her phone died.
Wait.
I don't know if I believe
What is
her.
her sign?
Koya?
Yeah.
She's a Pisces.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
She's gonna be like, why did y'all talk about me?
She's like, now I gotta go listen.
She's gonna be listening. She's gonna be like, what they're talking about me. Yeah, Koya is a Pisces. I should get her whole chart. I need all of their
You
charts.
should. I wanna know what her moon is.
Probably a Pisces. I'm sorry, Koya. Let's look it up together, girl. Text me. But yeah, she's a Pisces. Kara is an Aquarius and Miah is a Virgo. These are my sisters, by the way. For those who don't know them. So yeah. That's a long pause.
So yeah, it was.
I don't really remember much of last week, which is weird. And no, it's not because of drinking. I just really don't remember my last week.
I remember last week.
I was on my period.
I'm on mine this week.
That's probably why I don't remember it. I try not to remember the weeks I'm on my period. Well,
I had a busy week.
I do like
week,
to remember those weeks.
I can't disclose any of that information yet. So maybe in a week I can.
Oh, maybe.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed. What could the exciting news be?
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Alright, well, I guess we will get into it. Nalah, we're filming on Nalah's phone. Nalah decided to surprise me today with the topic. Because, usually
Miah
she's
just loves
horrible
surprises.
at coming up with stuff. I do just love surprises. Yeah. So today's topic, friendship fizzles, fallouts, toxic friends, and...
I didn't mean to have the and.
Okay. I was like, you didn't keep
I
up
think it
with
was
the
supposed to
rest
say
of that.
and toxic friends. A lot was happening. This was late at night.
What do you want the title of this to be? Because that's a long-ass title.
It is. That's why I said these are not the titles. This just gave a clear indication of what my questions were. But I was like, I actually went back and I listened to our friendship podcast.
You want to know something crazy? This actually came to my mind yesterday.
This topic?
Yes.
That's crazy.
But
I was like, wait, let me go back and listen to make sure we don't talk about the same things. But I know we basically talked about what type of friendships we like, characteristics. Do we make friends easily, blase. Let me tell you, I listened to that today. That podcast did not age very well.
Why did you put this straw in here? I literally was using it and it started to fight back.
You probably have to lift it. It's probably no. Oh, I don't know. I've never had a problem with that.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I had an incident with that one. Well, okay. How have your friendships changed over the years, and your views on friendships changed? Ooh.
Why did you say ooh? Ooh.
You go.
I feel like most of my friends have stayed the same. Although my circle, I don't keep a large circle anymore. I feel like when I was younger, you are friends with any and everybody. Until maybe even middle school, I was pretty close with any and everybody. I talked to more people than when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. And then my circle became really small. But I will say the only difference probably now is my childhood best friend isn't who it was when I was younger. I say Ariel and Kiani were, but that wasn't who my bestie who I hung out with every single weekend were. We had a little fallout. We're acquaintances now. We wish each other the best, but there was a long period where we didn't speak or weren't in each other's lives. We can dive into that a little more later, though.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna
jumping forward.
No, that's why I was like, I'm not gonna. But I had to. That's really how my circle has changed.
Okay.
Really.
Let me reread the question because
Oh my god.
I read it, but it just didn't
process. Nothing's really processing with you this evening.
It's not.
It's taken you a minute.
It's taken a minute. I think all day. How have your friendships changed over the years and your views on friendships changed? Over the years, can I get a cutoff period?
We haven't lived very many years. Girl. Okay. We're only 20.
Let's see. Well, honestly, this is going to sound so sad. I don't think, the only friend that I,
You about to say you didn't have friends with you as little?
Yeah. The first, I guess the first friend, where I was oh, I want to keep hanging out with you. I want to keep seeing you, like that. Wasn't until 7th grade.
Wow, that's late. So,
yeah.
Now I have a question about your childhood. You didn't go to, birthday parties or do none of that? You didn't have, friends, houses you went to?
I'm literally trying to think as hard as I can, no. It's not that I wasn't a friendly kid. I just didn't like other people. Kids. And I was going through something.
You was a picky kid.
No, I was just...
sounds like.
I was shy. Well, I'm still shy when it comes to friend making. I'm just not I'm not good at making friends. I cannot, for the life of me, remember how the only person who I know how I became friends with is Justin, Kiani, everyone else is just JJ.
Okay. I was like, I'm glad you remember that one. That seems important.
And and Claire. Okay. I do know how me and Claire became friends, but everyone else.
Was JJ and Claire middle school?
JJ was middle school. I knew Claire in middle school. Like, we had a few classes together, but me and her didn't really become friends until high school.
So did you have friends in your neighborhood? Or you didn't have many kids in your neighborhood?
Oh, Nalah. Like, I gotta go all the way back. It's honestly, y'all, I have
She's blocked
blank.
out these. That's what it is.
I have blank spots from my childhood. Like, I honestly feel like one day I woke up and I was, like, 17. Craziest thing.
Interesting. That's a big jump.
It's a huge ass jump. I have, like, it's literally, like, blank spots in my mind right now. When I lived in Colorado...
I always forget you lived in Colorado.
I had friends in school, yes, but those bitches were crazy. And, like, they just, I don't know, they were just weird. Like, it didn't stick long. And I feel like every week we discover one of Miah's problems. Issues, I guess you could say. But I have commitment issues. So I couldn't keep friends. Like, not in a bad, like, not like I was going out getting friends and then dropping them. It was like people that would come to me, I would hang out with them. But, like, I was like, damn, like, eventually they're going to expect more from me. So then I would just, like,
that's so funny.
I would just stop talking to them.
They don't expect much from you, but
like I said, I had problems. I still have problems, but we're working through the ones from back then. We're trying to avoid developing new ones in adulthood. So we have to go back.
Well, acknowledging is the first step. So
we have to go backwards and work on it. But I was a very antisocial, trust issues of the woo-ha, commitment issues coming out the vag. Like, it just was a lot.
We were opposite.
I still have some of those problems, but as a child, everybody thought I was just a mean kid. But
that's so funny because everyone thought I was really nice, and which is probably why I am the way I am now, because I was really nice and kind and sweet and probably too trusting. I wouldn't say let people walk all over me, but I didn't
trust nobody.
I let anything slide. But I think it's because when I lived in Ohio, I was the token black kid in the class. There was like me and maybe one other person maybe. So all my teachers liked me. Like, it was just, I don't know. And then I moved here to Georgia, and it was just bully, battered. And it just
That's true, actually.
It really, and I think that's part of the reason I'm probably, some people say mean.
Yeah.
Probably why I'm mean now. The kids were mean to me.
It wasn't I don't know. I wouldn't say I was. Yeah.
And the people I'm friends with today were some of the people that were mean to me.
That sounds so bad.
That sounds so bad. I mean, Kiani was nice to me. She was one of the first few people that was I met and that was opening. But Ariel, no. We talk about all the time. We're like, why are we still friends? Because she made fun of me. Her and the whole 4th grade when I got on the bus. They were all like...
That's so bad.
It's so bad. They were like, 1st graders sit in the front. And I was a whole 4th grader. But, I mean, I developed later. I was younger. Or I looked younger. And I was real short. So, it didn't help my case. And I was still dressing in the mismatch Gymboree Justice sets because my mom dressed me still.
I remember the first time I saw Nalah was in middle school. And I went to, like, the only time I went to a Sprayberry game.
Oh, I was like, where did you see me? Because I didn't know you till high school.
Like, that was the first time I found out about, like, another middle school in the area.
Funny.
Like, I just knew Simpson. That was it. But then, like, we went to the game, and that was, like, around time when I was friends with, I wasn't even friends with him. Because he bullied me. Like, that's probably the only person that's ever bullied me in my life. But Eric Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was mean.
And there was, like, a bunch of us, like, we all hung out. Well, I don't know why. Why did I go? I think my brothers wanted to go, and Miah wanted to go. And I went. And I, like, met up with, like, Lauren and, like, a bunch of other people. And I saw Nalah.
Was I cheering on the side?
No, you were up in the little, you remember, like, in middle school where all the 7th graders used to sit, like, at the top little corner of the stadium.
Oh, this is like a Friday night
yes.
game. Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
And I saw Nalah, and she did definitely look like a little bit of a
no, not I peaked.
doll.
I developed later than everybody else. Like, let me tell you.
She had glasses.
I didn't get my...
She had a little swoop thing going on that night.
I wore my hair in like little twists. And I probably didn't start my glow up to look like a middle schooler till 8th grade when I got some contacts. And I came to school with my hair straightened one day. And everybody was like, oh my God, Nalah. And I was like, hey, yeah, it's time. Y'all done it to me.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we're cool now.
That's so
It's
stop bullying.
Stop bullying because it affects people.
Yeah.
It affected us.
I think he was the only one. Like, I don't know. Usually everybody was really nice to me. Man, I'm trying to think back to my whole friendship, the whole build up of friendship.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle because, I'm thinking, like, the only friend, like, the first friend that I would say, like, was long-term was Isabella, who I met in 7th grade. Or, yeah, it was 7th grade when she came to Simpson. And, like, me and her, we just clicked and ended up hanging out. I had other friends throughout school because of, like, common interests. Like, I guess there's one person, well, I wouldn't even say we're, like, close friends, so never mind. They just like each other's Instagram posts now. But Isabella was a long-term friend. I wouldn't say we're not super close now. Not in a bad way. Nothing bad's happened.
They fizzle. That's why I was like, let me not say fallouts because not all friendships are fallouts.
But that's like any other. Like, I don't know. I would put like the friendship between me and her like up at the same level that I have with y'all. Ish, kind of. Yeah, she was my bestie.
Besties for the resties. Yeah.
I guess not.
Oh.
But she's cool. We still talk sometimes. It's more of a pass by.
Okay.
But yeah. So I would say my friendship journey started in 7th grade. Don't count anything beforehand. I don't remember none of those bitches' names.
No, I had a bunch of good friends when I lived in Ohio. And then we had all these kids in our neighborhood that I would play with all the time. And it was the same year, but I don't talk to, like, Ariel's the only one from, like, my neighborhood that I still speak to. I'm still friends with most of them on social media because we all went to the same, like, elementary school, middle school, and then high school. So it's like, I had to see you all the time. So we became friends. And then we rode the bus. So it's like, I had to speak to you. I didn't want to speak to you sometimes, but I had to speak to you.
You know what? When I moved to Georgia, all of my friends were relatives, like from my dad's side of the family, because they're all here in Georgia. So like his cousin would have a kid and they'll be like, oh, y'all are friends.
I hate when they do
that.
I
hate that so much. It's so annoying. But like one of the, I guess there's, okay, you know what? I had other friends in middle school. Well, I feel like they're not friends. They were like they're relatives.
Oh, relatives. Okay.
I'm saying I had 3 other friends, like my cousin Tiana. I don't know. She's related to me by my dad. And then this girl Tommy and this girl Alyssa. I see Tiana now because my mom makes me go. Oh, that sounds bad.
My mom makes me go to her house.
So I've seen her recently, but not because I was forced. I willingly went over there. In case you're listening.
It's time, but when I was little.
Oh, I mean, like, when I first moved to Georgia, that's probably, like, the first friend I had in Georgia. Tiana. And, like, we just hung out all the time. Like, they, you know, families force you to be friends with people sometimes. I mean, but I don't mean that in a negative way, because I like her, so.
Yeah,
but
sometimes, yeah, that's just how it goes.
It was just that. And then, in middle school, like, it was just Isabella. There was a girl on my bus that I used to talk to named Kaylee. If you're listening, Kaylee, hey, I think she listens. I don't know.
I've never heard of Kaylee, but okay. I said I've never heard of Kaylee, but okay.
Well, we used to talk on the bus, and she went to Sprayberry too. And we were still talking.
She went to Sprayberry. Might know her by face.
Maybe. But yeah, there was a couple people.
But I feel like the difference between me and you is I was doing sports and things.
Yeah, I wasn't doing any
of that.
I was really depressed in middle school.
Oh my god.
That's when I got my first therapist.
Well, that's how a lot of my friends were through common interest. Like
from therapy?
No. sports I did. Oh my gosh. I've never been to therapy, girl.
No, I had a special therapist. That sounds so bad. I had a therapist. Actually, that was my friend. He was my friend. My therapist's name. I think I talked about him before. I think I talked about him in a previous episode. Probably. I talked about him in a previous episode. His name was Miguel. He was my therapist. And since I didn't want to talk about my problems, I ended up manipulating him into friendship to where when he came for therapy sessions, it was just me and him hanging out. We didn't talk about my problems.
Oh, wow.
I probably should have been talking about my problems.
That was money well spent.
Yeah. Oh, and then eventually, I have a little bit of a jealous quirk sometimes. And my family decided to befriend him. So when he was coming over, it was like a family affair. And all of a sudden, I was like, well, you're here for me.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to them?
That's funny.
So when his supervisor called, I guess, like, to give him a grade, I don't know. I was like, well, sometimes he wouldn't come.
Oh, you were supposed to say you did not rate him negatively because he was friends with your family.
I think looking back, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's petty. You're a petty kid.
This is
how territorial of you.
This is 7th grade. But no, sometimes he wouldn't come for weeks after weeks. Like sometimes he wouldn't come, but he was supposed to come.
That's a good reason.
He was supposed to come every week. So I was also getting mad about that. At first I wasn't, because I was like, oh, I can go do whatever. So when the supervisor called, if I wasn't feeling jealous, I wouldn't have said anything about him not showing up sometime. But I was like, yeah, I haven't seen Miguel in 3 weeks. Blah, blah, blah.
And she never saw Miguel again.
And I never saw Miguel again. So Miguel, if you're out there, I'm so sorry. He's actually the person who introduced me to J. Cole, so.
Oh, wow. You've made a big impact on her life.
Yeah.
Little do you know.
So sorry.
She pushed you away.
Like I said, I have problems. I'm working on it.
So
slowly, but surely.
I'm still here. You've had multiple opportunities to push me away, but I'm still standing. Progress. That's what we call that. Why are you looking off to the side?
Just kidding. Just kidding. We're only on the first question.
We are.
Okay. Back into
Good thing I only wrote 3 questions.
I'm glad you did. Oh. Okay. Have you ever had a toxic friend? No. No. I mean, I think I would say, when I look back on me and Isabella's friendship, there were toxic moments where, I would say she's probably the only person I've ever gotten into, arguments with. Friends. Well, prior to this current situation. But yeah. And then, because she was going through stuff. I wouldn't say, it was just dumb arguments. If we sit back on it. She was going through stuff, I was going through stuff, but she had, serious stuff going on at home to where I would say she acted out. And then she would just be kind of crazy. And then I would be like, girl, you're tripping. And then that was probably the only time we would argue. And then we would become friends again. But eventually it just fizzled.
It'd be like that.
So
I did.
Shouts out to you, Isabella.
Oh. We just shouting out all our friends today.
Shouting out all the lost homies. Cheers.
I had one toxic friend that I don't think I've had any in middle school or high school.
Is it me, Jesus?
No, I'm kidding. It's not you.
Me and Nalah don't argue, guys.
We don't. We might bicker a little, but barely.
It's crazy.
Barely. But that's
we have the same brain, so we're always thinking the same thing. We're always on the same
page, and we're also very honest with each other. So, and it doesn't bother us. And I feel like we can say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. But she was just really, we started off because we met through cheer in college. I'm not gonna say her name because
I was like, who are you talking about?
Not in high school. I'm friends with all the cheer girls, but it was in college, and she was like one of my second or third close friends, and we would go out every weekend. She introduced me to the party, some of her friends, and to one of my good college friends now. But wow, that was my pillow.
I thought there was an animal in there.
No, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, what?
Sometimes animals do just.
But she was really negative, and like her outlook on life was always her complaining about something, or how her life was in shambles and a wreck. And I was like, but your life is not as bad as you're making it out to be. Yeah. And we would tell her that, but it was just after a while, the negativity, I started becoming negative too. And I was like, oh my God, I don't like this. I hate this. And I mean, both of our negativity kind of stemmed from cheer. That was the root that bonded us and our negativity. But it started to grow outside of cheer. So I was like, I have moments where I was like, I just don't want to speak to you anymore, or I don't want to be close to you if you're going to be mad about every wrong thing or terrible thing in your life. So, I mean, luckily, a pandemic hit, and that friendship kind of fizzled, and I only knew her for a year. But in that year of not being friends with her, I was like, oh my gosh, life is so grand and so much better. I was like, I'm not this negative Nancy that I felt like I was being on campus. And Jenny, my roommate from college, she felt the exact same way.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, I noticed it too, and that's why. Because she used to come out on weekends with us all the time. And then she stopped coming. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't you hanging out with us? And she was like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so. She's really negative, and she's always complaining and extra. And I was like, oh, I see it now. I get it. I understand what you're talking about. And other people would say it, and that's when it really started to click. I was like, oh, so this is more than just you don't like your life. You're choosing not to like your life at this point. So, unfortunate. I say thank you to her, because she did introduce me to a bunch of my college friends today that I
only be grateful for the moments shared.
Big facts, I guess. Yeah. But that's my one toxic friend. I don't think I've had any other.
That's good. I don't think so.
I know people who have had toxic friends. And
I'm really grateful that all my friends have. Wait.
Who could this be?
Oh, okay. You know what? I had something similar to yours. Like, exactly the same. Not in college. In high school.
Where her energy and her attitude was just negative. I get it.
I'm going to say her name because I... Oh, wait. You have to bleep it out, too.
I'll figure out how to bleep it out.
I was going to say, I don't know how to bleep it out.
I haven't learned how to bleep it out, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, well. Yes. She, like, she was actually one of my other first friends in middle school. And yeah, it, like, stayed pretty much throughout.
That's funny that you thought she
middle
was
school
negative,
through high school.
I didn't get that energy until
it was when she, oh my god,
I didn't get that energy.
I can only say so much because, like,
her friends listen to us.
Her friends listen. No, not even that. It's just that I'm cool with her, kind of.
You're cordial.
I'm cordial, yeah. Like, we're not close friends or anything like that. But it was when, oh my god, it's so specific. When she lost all of her weight. She, like, that was because she got, like, really sick. And you know, like, I feel like the only time a friendship goes, or the only two times my friendships have, like, gone south for me with, like, feelings wise, is when they become, like, negative people, or, like, start, I don't know, like, their energy puts me off because I'm a big empath and I just feel so much. And as soon as that happens, it makes me feel what they're feeling, but it turns towards them.
Ooh.
Like, I don't want to redirect it towards anyone else, so I end up
redirecting it at them. Interesting.
And I just end up, like, dissociating from them. But yeah, it was when she lost all of her weight, like, going into high school. And I remember, like, she just started to act like, it wasn't like she was acting, like, high and mighty, but, like, she she did it in an unhealthy way. I feel like I shouldn't be talking about this, but she did it in like a pretty unhealthy way where she like just was so like focused on her image, but like you could tell she was just really sad inside.
No, she was that type of person.
And like she just had so much like just a bunch of negativity going on. And I remember she got a boyfriend, like I think it was her first boyfriend, and
a boyfriend in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when they first started dating.
Oh my gosh, because when they broke up, that's when I learned her crazy side.
That's when I started being friends.
And that's
when
I understood.
Oh no! I started being friends with her while they were dating because she was just so negative and like I just didn't like it. So I just stopped talking to her, and we didn't start talking again till end of junior year.
I have to say, I feel like you guys started talking junior year.
We started talking again because we were in the same, we were taking this SAT class. And, like, she knew that I wasn't really messing with her. Like, I would never, I hate arguing with people. I don't see the need because it's like, just shut the fuck up. Like, it's just, I don't find it necessary to have arguments with people or go back and forth. It's a waste of my time, my effort, my energy. I just don't have time. So I'm glad, like it's just a, kind of situation every single time where I don't feel as though I want to associate with someone. And that's what it was with her. Like when it was like, I have like a breaking point with her and I just stopped talking to her. And like she would start talking to me and I would just
back away, slowly pull away.
Not even slowly pull away. I just would ignore her ass.
I see you doing shit like that.
I
think I've like been around you things like that.
Yeah, I just ignore you because it's like,
yeah.
If I don't have anything to say to you, even if you're saying something to me, then that's a waste of words. So
I understand that.
Yeah, I just stopped talking to her, and then we had the same it was a bunch of us that all had the same SAT class. Or
I was supposed to be in that
class.
SAT class. It was the little drawing thing, or however they chose it.
That was the first thing I've ever won in my life. I think it's the only thing.
I think I was supposed to be in it, and then it overlapped with something where I was like, nah, I can't be in it.
Yeah. But yeah, toxic friend. I just didn't enjoy her energy, but we became acquainted again junior year, but we're still not close-ish.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have another story about her, but I'm not even gonna air her shit.
We can talk about that
it on here.
I have things I want to talk about.
I was talking to JJ and Claire about it.
Because it's clicking like in my head.
JJ and Claire, if you're listening, yes, you know who this person is. But we were talking about something earlier this year that was just so funny that she did to me in middle school, and I was like, I probably should have saw this class.
Wow.
Anyways, next question. We can go on a tangent about some people.
Sure can.
Have you experienced a fallout with a friend? What happened? How or did it affect you? How did you overcome it? That's a very specific question, Nalah.
It was.
You answer.
I did it that specific on purpose. But my one fallout with a friend was in middle school. I think it was 8th grade. And she was like one of the first people. I feel like I need Kimmy will be her code name. And
I don't know if I plan on coming up with a code name for
I'm not. No, because we're friends. Like, we've slowly became friends and the trust has came back. But like friends at a distance. But in middle school or in elementary, we were best friends. We'd go to each other's house like every weekend. We were super close. And then in middle school, it was my 13th birthday, something. And we were skating at Sparkles like any other basic ass bitch would for their birthday. I feel like that was like a prime birthday spot. But that night she decided to kiss my brother at Sparkles. And I didn't know about it. And her friend or close friend, who became, I guess, her other best friend at the time, is the one who had to tell me. And she was like, I don't mean to ruin your birthday or whatever, but Kimmy and your brother kissed. They've been having a thing, and she's just been like, I feel like someone needs to tell you because it's wrong to do it behind your back. And I think what made me mad is I'm a big person on loyalty and trust and all that. And look, if you want to have a thing with my brother, I don't care. At least be honest about it. And when I asked her about it, she acted like nothing happened. And I was like, okay, well, I have several sources now coming to me and saying it did happen. Mm-hmm. And now you're sitting here lying to me. And then she went home, and I guess a bunch of the girls who were at the sleepover kind of got on her about it and were mean to her. And she went and told her mom that we bullied her. And her mom called my mom and got my parents involved into it. Oh, God. And it became this whole big thing. And my mom had to sit down with my brother and everyone and be like, okay, what happened? What's going on? And I was like, you know, Mom, I would like to know the same thing. Oh, I really don't know.
That's funny.
So, and then...
Your brother just going around. Play.
Yeah, and so my birthday kind of falls in between, like, it's in August. So it's kind of like in school, before school. It falls usually before, during, depending. And at the time, we had cheer practice. Mm-hmm. So then she brought it to cheer practice because all my friends were cheerleaders in middle school. Like, that's all who I hung out with. And so they were all at my birthday. And she brought it to cheer practice. Mm-hmm. And then Alexandria and Mari from cheer, I guess she told them. And she was like, yeah, I'm scared because they said they were going to beat me up and da-da-da-da. And they were mean to me and bullied me. And then they came to me and they were like, okay, so what's going on? Like, you're not about to come in here and bring this negative energy practice, da-da. And I was like, this is a lie. This is not happening. Because let me tell you what happened. And so it just became this whole ordeal that it didn't have to be. Yeah. And so that kind of broke the trust, the friendship. Because I was like, you're my best friend. And you want to go behind my back, kiss my brother, make up a bunch of lies and all this other shit about it. And just not come forward and come clean. And then after that, it was just a few other things she did.
It sounds like it was just a really big old middle school situation.
It really was. Yeah. And that's why, like, the friendship built back over the years in high school. But, yeah. I mean, after that, there were other times where she also broke the trust of other people and did similar things. So I kind of kept my distance. And it was unfortunate that the friendship kind of fell out the way it is. We didn't speak for probably at least a year and a half. I think we started to become friends again, like, sophomore year, when I got back into cheer, and then I ended up cheering for basketball girls and da-da-da-da, and her friends became, I guess, my friends through association, and so we started to speak again because I had to support you, but we're okay now. Like, I wouldn't say, like, we talk and we're besties, but if I see her, I'll say, hey, what's up, how's it going? That was, like, the biggest fallout.
Like, I was cordial.
Like, yeah, pretty much. I was a rough week that didn't need to be rough. It was very extra.
Yeah. What can you do?
What can you do? Could have been honest. That's what you could have did. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Your turn.
So,
I think it's time.
I don't even know how to go about this. For those who are active engagers of the podcast, you may have noticed that there is an absence in a person.
I'm like sitting here on my table. Wait, she's about to go.
Absence.
I'm like,
of a person in the podcast. That was on quite a few
numerous episodes
of episodes, and that is I don't want to call her name out, but Miss Jocelyn.
I don't want to call her name out, but name
me, and that is the current and probably the only fallout I think I've ever had with a friend ever in my entire life, because I wouldn't consider any of the girls in elementary school friends. Going back, they literally were just girls that, like, I hung out with from time to time.
That's fair.
Maybe 2 of them lived in my neighborhood, but I didn't talk to them. Anyways, yes, there's a current bit of a fallout between me and Jocelyn. I don't know. I wouldn't even say it's current. We've spoken. Spoken? Is that a word?
Yeah.
We've spoken back in December, Oh, yeah, my
No,
eyes.
it would be spoke back in December. But we've spoken.
We've spoken,
Correct.
and we spoke back in December. Thank you, Nalah, for the grammar.
One time I got you.
Me and her, as you all know, I drove to Arizona to take her to move in.
Did we talk about that on the podcast?
I think we said we were driving. I don't know. This is pretty shortly after. But we had a little bit of a...
Hiccup? Bumpy
Honestly,
road?
no. We had...
Tire?
We had nothing. There was nothing that went down between the two of us. So, it was... Honestly, if I have to speak truthfully, I don't understand the whole situation.
The Arizona situation?
No, the reason why we're not speaking. I still don't get it. It still isn't.
I understand it, and to this day, it's just a poor
It's
choice
a stupid ass.
It is stupid.
Disagreement, I would say, is what we can call this whole thing. Shortly after she went to Arizona, she came back to town. We went out to Athens. Some bullshit went down there. And I felt a way about the situation.
I would say you took most of the heat for the situation that did not involve
No,
you.
I'm saying I felt a way about the whole thing that was going on. I did. I decided to calm down for the day after we came back from Athens, because out of respect for her and I's friendship, I didn't want to completely, because I can completely use all of my emotions in a situation and not, take the time to breathe and bring those emotions to center. So out of the sake of our friendship, I decided to sit on those emotions because I didn't want to come at her a certain way about how I felt or what was going on in the whole situation that happened in Athens. Her and I spoke before she went back to Arizona in the car. I expressed, because she did ask me, because I was not speaking, because I just was like, calm, cool, collected, take her to home. We'll talk this week. Because, for me, maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have been like, oh, let's talk. But in that moment, I didn't want to speak on it because, for one, it wasn't my business. And...
Big facts.
It didn't need to be...
your business or anything.
It didn't need to be my business.
Honestly.
And it didn't... I personally did not feel like it needed to be spoken about in that moment. I just was quiet on it. But I think because other people knew about the situation,
and other people also
it kind of amplified it, and other people did have feelings about it, but that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I ended up, because she asked me what was going on and why I wasn't speaking to her, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and express my grievances. Is that the word?
Yeah.
I never used that word in a sentence before.
That's the word.
I expressed, what I felt about a situation and about a situation that was brought to the entire group of people that were there. Spoke only what I heard from the horse's mouth, which got lost in translation, I guess.
Sure did.
Don't know.
Sure
don't
did.
care. Dropped her off after we spoke on the car right there. Dropped her off. I thought we were cool. Like, I expressed what my problems were. I didn't know how, I had an idea about how other people were feeling, but it wasn't nothing to do with me. Like, we hugged, said goodbye. Like,
you left as though
I assumed we could dive in later on in the week. I get home and I receive an extremely rude and disrespectful message from another friend who I'm also not friends with. For him, it's fuck you. We will probably never be friends ever again.
I will say for that friend, it's fuck you, because that was unnecessary.
I don't think you guys ever heard Spencer. I don't care about airing his name out. Fuck him.
He was disrespectful.
We're not friends. We will never be cool again. Like, I rue the day that I see this man. If he comes to town this summer, no. Please revoke my invitation, because if I show up, I'm punching him. Anyways, Spencer just is a clown and is a liar. And made it seem as though I was lying about a situation and that he didn't say certain things, but he did, because there were 5 people there. 3 of us clearly remember exactly what was said to all 5 of us.
There was more than 5. There was like 7 of us there. But
actually, 7. Yes. I have the friends that were in Athens who also seen and
8
heard what he said. So whatever.
Of the 8, he came and spoke to
the 5
4 of us. It was 4.
Oh yeah.
Me, you, Ariel, Justin.
Yeah.
On the topic.
Anyways, yeah, he's a fucking liar, and sent me a extremely rude message that I just did not feel I deserved. And prior to his message, Jocelyn had sent what she had to say to him, or what he had to say back to her about the situation. Because one of the things that I told her in the car was, you should talk to Spencer about this situation, because I don't know. This is just what he told me about how he felt and what he had to say about it. Whatever. She said what he had to say. She said, by no means am I dragging you into this, but this is what he had to say. Cool. I didn't respond. Like, there was nothing to say, because I thought me and her were on the same page of, okay, he's definitely lying. I don't know. Maybe I should have clarified and seen if that's what we were both were thinking, because that's what I was thinking. Then he sent me that, and I said, well, now it's not piecing together what exactly was said about what I said.
Jocelyn.
To where now I'm getting an extremely rude message about his nasty ass apartment that, one, I never said anything about. But I'll say something about it now. Your apartment was trash. You were a dirty, nasty man. No fucking tissue. Like, you had... I could go on. I could go on.
But that's not what this podcast is about.
But that's not what we're talking about. That's just a friendship that's done. Like, if that's one of the questions Nalah wrote down. Yeah, done. Donezo. Fuck him. Every time I have to talk about this situation, just riles me back up. But yeah. So I sent it to her because I'm like, okay, something obviously was lost in translation. And I said, well, I don't know how exactly this pertains to me or what was said, but I'm done. I'm out of this situation. And after me sending that, me and Jocelyn did not speak again. That was back in September. Due to the road trip, her mom sent me and Caleb, who went on the road trip too. She sent both of us cookies. And obviously, like, I already, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is a stupid-ass disagreement. There's so many different sides. Not even different sides. Like, there's so many different opinions that were going around. Honestly, I was pissed off. Maybe for 3 days. Because, for one, I started to feel physically sick. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand what exactly is going on. And I felt hurt that my integrity, I guess, was getting questioned about the whole thing, because I'm like, okay, you and I are such close friends, like, and something like this has happened before in the past, so who's the common denominator?
But of the situation, I will say, even though 5 people were involved or knew of the situation, you were taking all the heat. The blame was put on you, as though he didn't go to several other people, and I think that's what made you more mad. The blame was put on you for something that technically did not involve you.
It was just literally so confusing. Like, those 3 days, I was just like, I'm lost. I'm lost about what exactly is going on. And then there was also people saying, like, well, I think it's just a he said, she said, which it was. But I literally said what exactly was told to me. And I told it to my close friend because she asked me what happened. I don't know. So there was people saying, like, well, you just need to apologize or blah, blah, blah. But Literally, if I knew that I did something wrong, I would have just apologized. It wasn't clicking. It still has not clicked what exactly I did wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong.
In that situation.
There was nothing
I literally
wrong.
did not speak to him after I left. Like, I thought me and him were cool when I left. So I'm like, what exactly was said to him to where now me and him are cool? I don't know. I don't care. It's behind. But yeah, her mom sent us cookies for the road trip. And I texted her and I said, please thank your mom for the cookies because I don't have her mom's information. And let me back up. After the whole situation went down where she didn't respond to the message about him sending me that disrespectful message, she wasn't blocked. She wasn't removed from any group chat. She wasn't unadded from any social media. Like, nothing happened. I literally was just like, okay, I said what I had to say about the situation. Like, there's nothing else to say. So yeah, I texted her. I said, thank your mom. Thumbs up my message. Cool. Whatever. Continued to not speak. That was in October, the beginning of October, her mom sent those. Continued not to speak. Her birthday is at the end of October. Texted her happy birthday. She said thank you. So it's like, you know you're not blocked. I texted you twice. Honestly, the way I see it, I don't think I needed to text her about the situation. But what's also made me upset by the situation is that she was talking to all of our other friends about it after a month of the situation. So it's like, okay, I texted you in the month of October, so you know you're not blocked. I don't know what exactly the other two people that she spoke to said to her, because she's saying that people are telling her that she's blocked, or like if she reaches out, like nothing will be heard or nothing like that. Don't know why she didn't try. She didn't try. That's the thing.
Big bad.
She didn't try, so it's like you're just sitting on the words of like other people in our friend group who I've barely spoken to anyone about the situation. I literally didn't speak on the situation until Spencer said something to me. I was already texting Caleb that night. And I texted him, and then I called Nalah after his message. But nothing about her was brought up to either of them until the next day, where I was like, yeah, I don't understand what the fuck is happening. But I don't know. So yeah, October, nothing. November, nothing. And I decided to reach out to her in December because it had been months. And honestly, I was not reaching out with the intention to be friends or rekindle anything. I was reaching out because it kept coming to my mind where it's like, okay, you have this undealt with situation with this person who has been, you know, a very important person in your life. And, you know, like, you just need to, if you and her are not going to, if you're going to keep going on this path of like no contact at all, like you might as well just go ahead and close this book. So it sat on me for probably like a week or so. Like it just kept coming back to mind where I was like, okay, thinking about this girl, thinking about this situation, like it's so far where I don't see it being rekindled. And that just could just be me. I don't know. So I reached out and I said, hey, just want you to know, or I was just like, it's on me. Like, it feels like a weight, feels like something is like on me. Like, I want to get it off of me. Like, go ahead and just dish this out, I guess. And honestly, yes, I did reach out with the intention of like, you know, wiping the slate, getting it over, like closing the book. I'm trying to think of analogies.
The hand gesture was so funny.
Closing the book. Like, it wasn't to rekindle or anything. It was just to get that weight off of me. Yeah, so I reached out about that. She reached out back and was like, hey, like, you know, I've also been thinking about you. yada yada. Like, I think we've been feeling the same way about this situation. Because in my message, I said, I feel like this situation is, like, pretty dumb. Like, yeah. She said the same thing. She was like, if you have time, like, maybe we can talk tomorrow, like, FaceTime or something.
Let's preface by saying...
Excuse me?
She spoke to me, she spoke to Justin on the phone. And every time she spoke to one of us, she's like, I do want to rekindle the friendship. I do want to speak to her. But she's like, I want to do it in person, though she was on the other side of the country. When she was coming back to Georgia, we don't know. She kept saying it was 1 month. Something came up. And so we were kind of like, at this point, it's stupid. It's pointless. I told her, if you are trying to rekindle, you need to call her. In-person is not going to make a difference. She didn't listen to that. So that's kind of what led us to here now, the text.
Yeah, and that whole thing with Nalah, it was like, I honestly, like, I just feel like, I felt like she was just coming up with an excuse, and that's just how I felt about what her intention, or like what she wanted to do, or how she wanted to go about it. I just felt like that was stupid. Like, if me and you are as close as we are, why? And like, you don't know when you're coming back to town. You live, how many hours did I drive away? 20 hours away. Like, you can't just make an impromptu trip like that. Like, you couldn't have just made a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought that concept was dumb. But when we spoke, I brought that up to her, and she was like, you could have done the same thing. Yes, but I had already said what needed to be said. I told you I was done with the whole situation with the whole Spencer thing. I said I was out, washed my hands, and she said I disassociated myself from the situation, as if I had anything to do with the situation.
Yeah. You said everything you need to say in the car. It's first you so happy.
And I don't know. I guess she expected me to go about it a certain way that I didn't, because to be truthful, I don't see my part in it at all. And me and her, we ended up going back and forth about that exact thing for a day and a half. About me not seeing my part in it, and that I did not feel the need to apologize. Call me what you want. I just didn't. Like, I can't force myself to. I won't force myself to.
I don't think you needed to.
I don't know.
I can say I was fortunate enough to speak to both of you, and I know both your perspectives, and at the end of the day, she's the one who had feelings on her mind still. You said everything you needed to.
Exactly. And
that's what I told her. I said, you're the only one who still has feelings.
Yeah.
And she took too long to come forward with them.
But, yeah, nothing, because honestly, based off of the last thing her and I said to each other, or what she said to me, I don't think there's anything else to be said. Neither of us have said anything to the other since December, like right before Christmas, I think it was. I don't remember. We just haven't spoken since. I don't know if we'll ever speak again.
I don't think you will.
I just think
some people are only meant for a season.
Yeah. I mean, like, and at first, when the whole thing went down, because her and I, we do share the same friend group. All of the boys and the girls, we're all really close. And, like, obviously, when she moved to Arizona, like, we planned on still keeping her in the loop, like, taking trips with her in the future, like, summer trips or whatever. And after the whole situation, like, I could have went about it where I was like, if y'all associate with her, don't associate with me, all of that. But I still didn't even, I tried not to think about it negatively, like, or be like, oh, if you guys are friends with her, like, I can't be friends with you. Like, it wasn't anything like that. Like, I could have easily kicked her out of, like, group chats. there's just so much that could have went down with it, but out of the sake of our friendship and our friendship with everybody else in our friend group, I was like,
storage is full.
Gonna have to continue to see her eventually, or associate with her in the future. So it was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to put my storage down and accept that she's a part of my friend group, which I did. And yeah, I could have went about that a whole different way, I feel like, but I didn't. And I still, like, honestly, if she is on a trip with us soon, it is what it is, I guess.
There's no ill will.
There's no ill will, that's what I'm saying.
I just feel like you guys are in the same room. You wouldn't speak.
It just is what it is. And, I mean, I'm sure there could still be more conversations to be had. But, I don't know. I still question whether or not I would ever want to rekindle friendship with her. As of right now, it's a no for me. Maybe we can become friends again a couple years down the road.
Maybe. We'll see where life takes us.
We'll see where life takes us. If our paths cross again.
If they don't, then it was for a season or a reason.
Season or a reason. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, last question. How did I overcome it? I don't know. Last question. What advice would you give a listener who is experiencing a fallout with a friend? Well, I gave advice about this, actually, shortly after with my homegirls.
Are your children?
Yeah.
Oh, I was really confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
They were having a bit of a spat. And I was like, you guys are just way closer than this. You don't want to ruin that. And, they're friends again. It wasn't after my words.
That's good that they're friends.
It wasn't after my words.
Well, yeah, you told me. I think we talked about it.
It was short, it was this year, I think.
That's good that they're friends.
The beginning of
Do they, talk it out, or?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
But, if it is, if you... I want to say, if you can't picture, not talking to this person, then... Oh my god, that's my stomach. If you can't picture not talking to this person, then I would say, try to work it out. Try to fix what's been broken. I could have taken that advice, yes, by reaching out. But I was more hurt than wanting to fix anything. So, I don't know. You could go that path too. If it's hurt you so badly.
Evaluate how the friend made you feel.
Yes. Evaluate your feelings about the situation before you decide
to reach out.
Or cut them off.
Cut ties. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the only way to go about it, is to really evaluate the impact they had on your life. Can you live without them? And then two, I think also...
Because I gotta be honest.
What was the situation over? Because there's some things you can't come back from.
I was really sad.
You were?
That week that we had texted in December. Got pretty down in the dumps.
But you got through it. You good, nah?
It still haunts me in my dreams.
Does it?
Oh, that's funny. And then for fizzles, you just have to accept fizzles sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's part of life.
Honestly, I find fizzles more sad than fallouts.
No, they are. Because fizzles happen without a reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a loss of connection.
But it's
different paths.
Damn.
But the good thing about a fizzle is what I've learned, especially going to school in a state thousands of miles away from all my friends. When it fizzles, if you really want them back in your life, you have to be willing to put your pride aside, your ego, and reach out. And then if they don't reciprocate, because I've had friends who I was close with in high school who did not reciprocate the energy, who would say, yeah, I want to hang out, but then when you made plans, wouldn't. And that's when I was like, okay, I'll let the friendship fizzle. We're on good terms, but
yeah,
the energy's not reciprocated. So I'm gonna move on. It hurts a little.
It does.
It bruises your ego.
Fizzles definitely. I feel like more sad. It's like, damn. Like, and they happen.
Nothing to blame. That's
it's
why.
so weird too. Like, fizzles will happen so
Suddenly.
abruptly, where it's like you literally were hanging out with them 2 weeks ago, and now it's like you're just waving to each other in the hallway, or
and you ask like
you're just watching their story. Like, it's sad,
and it's like, did I do something wrong? Is there a reason?
But some, I mean, I would say sometimes you don't even think about fizzles until like later on, where you're like, I was really close with that person, or like, you know what? I would say, like, in the case of me and Isabella, she'll post like a picture of her cats or a picture of her dad, and like I have like memories from those two things where I'll be like, oh, like, damn, I can't believe me and her aren't as close as we once were. It's pretty weird.
People grow apart. Your interests change. That's usually what it is.
Growth.
It's ever changing. So, yeah.
Zoe Elizabeth. Let's pick up.
Girl, we're filming a podcast and you're trying to answer a FaceTime call.
Hold on, Zoe. Don't hang up.
Oh my goodness. You can call her back.
I'll call you back, Zoe.
But that was the last question. So we can wrap it up.
I'm still looking at the camera like it's recording.
Me too. I don't think there'll be a YouTube video this week. Because the last part, I feel like, was pretty crucial. Unless I just do audio. You would have to send me the audio. And I just put it in at the end.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, video people, you missed a
We're working on it. We're really working on it.
We're trying to get a camera.
This is the journey of two 20-year-olds who are a little broke.
No vlog camera yet.
Trying to come up in the world.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, that is the episode about the updated friendship episode.
I'm sure there'll be many more episodes.
Maybe I'll call it
friendship.
What About Your Friends Part 2. I don't know yet. I'll come up with something in my dreams tonight.
Oh yeah, this gotta be out tomorrow. We can't ever record on Tuesdays.
We can't, no. Well, for me, I knew that. Uploaded.
We knew
but yeah, other than that, that is it for the evening. Thank you for coming back and listening to another episode.
Did we have a message or a word? I feel like usually by the end of episodes we have a phrase. I don't think we had one this episode.
Nope. Nothing. I have nothing. It was this or what was the other topic?
Oh, life after high school and other things.
Nala told me to pick one or two, and I chose two. I think she swapped the order.
I promise I didn't. You can look in my notes. They're still in the same order. You just you said you saw two. I think life wanted you to finally close this chapter.
Perhaps.
And say it out loud. See.
There is a big astrological thing about to go down this upcoming week, so who knows what'll come out. Actually, oh my god, I saw a reading the other day that, I'll have to show it to you, that reached on this topic, so that's crazy.
I'm telling you, I think the universe wanted you to address it one more times to really close it out.
Perhaps. But other than that,
I don't know why it came to me. I was like, I think it's
It came to me yesterday. I was like washing the dishes, and it was just like,
I was just like, it feels like it's time to speak on this.
Perhaps.
So
I wonder if my little... Never mind. Anyways. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode.
If you're watching, like, comment, subscribe.
If they're watching, there's no video anymore.
Oh, dang it.
If you've listened to this far, please go onto Apple and give us a rating. I don't know if they could do it on Spotify. I need to check out Spotify.
I think you can.
I don't know if you do ratings, actually.
I think you can on Spotify, because I just don't know. I don't think I ever rate any of my podcasts, but you can do ratings.
Well, 100%. Go rate us. Give us a
5-star
rating, and write a comment on there so I can know what you want to know better, or what you want
what you want to hear, what you want to, you know? I don't know. But yeah, thank you. I'm Miah.
I'm Nalah, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.